Okay, I'm back, and in this video about the NexStar, I'm going to show you how we tighten up the covering. I've got my tools out, got my iron, getting to be hot. I use a temperature thing. It's a digital temperature gauge, Duratrack, Flashpoint temperature gauge, works very well. And so you measure the bottom of the along several places, so 282, 272, 276, 283. Okay, so it's about at the right temperature. The thing that came with the airplane shows you what you need to do. This does use top flight monocoat, and it says the bottom of the iron with the sock, the temperature should be approximately 280 degrees, and it is. And so you set the temperature gauge on here to achieve that. Right now it's looks like the temperature reading is probably 330, and that gets you the 280 down at the bottom. Okay, so now the way you do this is you iron very smoothly, and we're trying to get out this long bubble and make sure that the wood is all attached to the covering. Now there are ribs here and open spaces. There's some couple of wrinkles there. We'll fix that later. But it's this wood right here that I want to make sure gets down well and get this bubble out. So you can see that bubble very plainly right there that I'm going to try to get out. So you work with the grain of the wood. And the grain of the wood should be this way. So I'm going to move this out of the way here. I'm going to start just by ironing. I'm terrible at ironing clothes, but I'm better at ironing airplanes. Who irons clothes anyways? Okay, so you try to get the heat up and get that to get on down. Okay, and because there's I don't think I'll have to puncture a hole in it. Sometimes you have to puncture a hole to let the air out. In this particular case, I don't think I'm going to need to, but if I do, I will. The bubble won't come out. So here in the center, that bubble is now gone. And now I'm going to iron in this direction. Moving the iron slowly enough to get the material to heat up and stick. Okay, now this end is, you can tell it's stuck down because you'll be able to see the grain of the wood appear versus just the glossy covering. At this temperature, it's going to shrink it a little bit, which is good. Should prevent any wrinkles. I take my time. I'm in no hurry. It rained last night, so it's not a good morning to go flying. So we're inside ironing. Okay, this end seems to be a bit more stubborn. Let me hold the temperature there. In fact, let me check the temperature now that I've been ironing some. Okay, 277, still a good temperature. Remember, you're shooting for 280, that's close enough. Okay, you just got to press slow and hard. And that glue, once once it's attached, it is usually very strong. Okay, so one more slow pass right here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let me show you before and after. You could now see, if I get the light just right, that that bubble is gone and it's all nice and smooth. A little hot still. I have a glove if I want to use a glove to smooth it with my hand, but that bubble is now gone. So now I got a couple of wrinkles here and here and here, and usually to take the wrinkles out, I turn the temperature up a little bit more, because that's when it starts to shrink. I don't want to get it too hot, probably no more than 300 degrees. 300 degrees is hot enough. So I only turned it up about 10 or 15 degrees. Let's see what we get here. Okay, 290, 292. Okay, that's good. And I want to see if I can get some of these wrinkles out. In general, you want to go over all the surfaces, not just the ones where the bubble's there. You want to make sure this stuff is glued down. You probably won't have to spend a whole lot of time on the other parts that do look well glued. But a little higher temperature is when the material starts to shrink. That's what takes out the wrinkles, as well as pressing down on them takes out the wrinkles. Okay, so we got a couple of wrinkles on the aileron here. I'm going to try to get those out. They're really, really minor wrinkles. I'm sorry, not aileron, elevator. That's looking good. A couple of minor wrinkles there I'm going to take out on the with the blowgun. Tell you what, let me plug the gun in. I'll be right back and show you how I use the air gun.